Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Nishari Bhagwan ki Jai, Jai Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Gauri ki Bhaja Hare Nana Sri Nandanandana Bhaja Hare Nana Sri Nandanandana Bhaja Hare Nana Sri Nandanandana Bhaja Saranara Bhaja Hare Nana Jolabama Janam Sangre Jolabama Janam Sangre Tara Bhava Sindhu Tara Bhava Tara Bhava Sindhu Tara Bhava Bhaja Hare Nana Nandana Bhaja Atapa Bhakabare Sana Edina Jamini Jagire Atapa Bhakabare Sana Shika Atapa Bhakabare Sana Edina Jamini Jagire Shika Edina Jamini Jagire Vikale Sedino Kripanga Duraduna Vikale Sedino Kripanga Duraduna Rakala Sikalaba Dagiri Rakala Sikalaba Rakala Sikalaba Rakala Sikalaba Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Karanara Vindhati Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Karanara Vindhati Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Karanara Vindhati Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Karanara Edhanna Jogana Putra Parijana Eke Kiya Se Para Kichire Edhanna Jogana Putra Parijana Eke Kiya Se Para Kichire Edhanna Jogana Putra Parijana Eke Kiya Se Para Kichire Putra Parijana Eke Kiya Se Para Kichire Kamala Dala Dala Divanna Kalamala Kamala Dala Dala Divanna Kalamala Kalamala Bhaja Hari Pada Nityati Bhaja Hari Pada Bhaja Hari Pada Nityati Bhaja Hari Pada Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Karanara Vindhati Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Karanara Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Sravana Kirtana Smarana Bandana Pada Sevana Dasyare 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 Sujanna Saki Janna Matmani Vedana Sujanna Saki Janna Matmani Sujanna Saki Janna Matmani Vedana Govinda Dasa Devira Sari Govinda Dasa Devira Govinda Dasa Devira Sari Govinda Dasa Devira Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Karanara Vindhati Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Bhaja Hare Nana Kenandanandana Mabhaya Karanara Vindhati Bhaja Hare Hare Nanda Sinandananda Bhaya Narara Bhaya Hare Nanda Sinandananda Jai Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai Sri Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Gaura Premanandi. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki. So we continue reading from Madhya Leela, chapter 4, 5, I think we started new chapter 5, yes. And the title of this chapter is The Activities of Sakshi Gopal. Just pretty well in the beginning. So text 17, 1-7. Chata vipra kare sada tanhara sevana tanhara sevaya viprera tusailamana. Indeed, the young Brahmana always rendered service to the older one, and the old man, being very satisfied with his service, was pleased with him. Vipra bole tumi mora bahu seva kaila. Sahaya hana more tirtha karaila. The old man told the younger, "You have rendered various types of service to me. You have assisted me in traveling to all these places of pilgrimage. Putreo pitara aiche nakade se vana. Tomara prasade amina pailama srama." Even my own son does not render such service. By your mercy, I did not become fatigued while on this tour. Krita gnata haya tamaya nakaile samana. Ataiva tomaya ame diva kanyadana. If I did not show you respect, I would be ungrateful. Therefore, I promise to give you my daughter in charity. Choto vipra kahe, suno vipra mataya. असंभव कहा केने ये nahi haya. The younger Brahmana replied, "My dear sir, please hear me. You are saying something very unusual. Such a thing never happens. Maha Kurina Tumi Vidya Danadi Pravina. Ani Akulina Aradhana Vidyahina." You are a most aristocratic family man, well educated and very rich. I am not at all aristocratic, and I am without a decent education and have no wealth. Kanya dana patra ami nahai tomara. Krishna pritye kari tomara seva divyahara. Sir, I am not a suitable bridegroom for your daughter. I render service to you only for the satisfaction of Krishna. Brahmana sevaya Krishnera priti barahaya. Tanhara santoshe bhakti sampad badaya. Lord Krishna is very much pleased by service rendered to brahmanas, and when the Lord is pleased, the opulence of one's devotional service increases. Bara vipra kahe tumi na karo samshaya. Tomake kanya diva ami korila nishchaya. The older Brahmana replied, "My dear boy, do not doubt me. I will give you my daughter in charity. I have already decided this." Chotta Vipra bole, Tomara Stri Putra Saba. Bahu Gnati Gosti Tomara Bahuta Bandhava. The young Brahmana said, "You have a wife and sons, and you have a large circle of relatives and friends. Ta sobara sammati vina nahe kanyadano." Rukminira piti Bhishmaka tahate pramana. Without the consent of all your friends and relatives, it is not possible to give me your daughter in charity. Just consider the story of Queen Rukmini and her father, Bhishmaka. He was knowing Shastra. Bhishmakera icha Krishne kanya samarpite. Putrera virodhe kanya kanya narila arpite. King Bhishmaka wanted to give his daughter Rukmini in charity to Krishna, but Rukmi, his eldest son, objected. Therefore, he could not carry out his decision. Of course, it was carried out. Bara vipra kahe kanya kanya mora nijadhana. Nijadhana dite nishedibe konnajana. The old Brahmana, very determined. The elderly Brahmana said, my daughter is my own property. If I choose to give my property to someone, who has the power to stop me? Very good logic. Tomake kanya dibo, sabake kari tiraskara. Samshaya na karatumi karaha svikara. My dear boy, I will give my daughter to you in charity and I will neglect the position of all others. Don't doubt me in this regard. Just accept my proposal. Chotavipra kahe jadi kanya dite mana. Gopalera age kaha e satya vachana. Very intelligent Choto Brahmana. The younger Brahmana replied, if you have decided to give your daughter to me, then say so before the Gopal deity. Okay. Gopalera age vipra kahite lagila. Tumi jana nija kanya ihar ami dilo. Coming before Gopal, the elderly Brahmana said, my dear Lord, please witness that I have given my daughter to this boy. That's it. Chota Vipra bole Thakura tumi mora sakshi. Toma sakshi bolaimu yadi anyatha deki. Then the young Brahmana addressed the deity, saying, my dear Lord, you are my witness. I shall call for you to testify if it is necessary later on. Okay. Eta bali dvijane chalila deshere. Guru buddhye chato vipra bahu seva kare. After these talks, the two Brahmanas started for home. As usual, the young Brahmana accompanied the elderly Brahmana as if the older Brahmana were a guru, spiritual master, and rendered him service in various ways. Deshe asi dvijane gela nija ghare. Kotha dine bara vipra chintita antare. After returning to Vidyanagar, each Brahmana went to his respective home. After some time, the elderly Brahmana became very anxious. Tirte vipre vakya dilun kemate satyahaya. Stri putra gnati bandhu janibe nishaya. He began to think, I have given my word to a Brahmana in a holy place, and what I promised will certainly come to pass. I must now disclose this to my wife, sons, other relatives, and friends. Ekadina nija loka ekatra korila. Ta sabara age saba vitanta kahila. Thus one day the elderly Brahmana called for a meeting for all his relatives and friends, and therefore before them uh, before them all he narrated what had taken place in front of Gopala. Shuni sabha gosti tara kare hahakara. Aiche bhakt mukhe tumi na anibe aro. When those who belonged to the family circle heard the narration of the old Brahmana, they made exclamations showing their disappointment. They all requested that he not make such a proposal again. Niche kanya dile kula yaibeka nasha. Shunina sakala loka karibe upahasa. They unanimously agreed, if you offer your daughter to a degraded family, your aristocracy will be lost. When people hear of this, they will make jokes and laugh at you. Vipra bole tirtha vakya kimane kari ano. Ye auk se auka ami diba kanyadano. The elderly Brahmana said, how can I undo the promise I made in a holy place while on pilgrimage? Whatever may happen, I must give him my daughter in charity. Gnati loka kahe mora tumake chariba. Stri putra kahe visha kaya mariba. The relatives unanimously said, if you give your daughter to that boy, we shall give up all connection with you. Indeed, his wife and sons declared, if such a thing happens, we shall take poison and die. Haribol. This happens. Vipra bole sakshi bolana karibe ka nyayo. Jithi kanya labe mora dhyasta dharmahaya. The elderly Brahmana said, if I do not give my daughter to the young Brahmana, he will call Sri Gopalji as a witness. Thus, he will take my daughter by force. And in that case, my religious principles will become meaningless. Putra bole pratima sakshi seha duradeshe. के तुम्हारा साक्षी रे चिंता करा किसे. His son replied, the deity may be a witness, but He is in a distant country. How he can come to here to bear witness against you? Why are why are you so anxious about this? Nahi kahi na kahiyo e mitya vachana. Sabe kahibe mora kichu nahika smarana. You do not have to flatly deny that you spoke such a thing. There is no need to make a false statement. Simply say that you do not remember what you said. Tume jadi kaha ame kichvi na jani. तबे आमी न्याय करी ब्रह्मणे रजनी. If you simply say, I do not remember, I shall take care of the rest. By argument, I shall defeat the young Brahmana. E tumi, e shuni, viprera, chintita hailamana. Mana ekanta bhave chinte vipra gopala charana. When the elderly Brahmana heard this, his mind became very much agitated. Feeling helpless, he simply turned his attention to the lotus feet of Gopal. Mora dharma raksha vipaya na mare nija jana. Dvi raksha kara Gopala lainu sarana. The elderly Brahmana prayed, My dear Lord Gopal, I have taken shelter of your lotus feet, and therefore I request you to please protect my religious principles from disturbance, and at the same time save my kinsman from dying. E mata viprachite chintite la gila. Ardina lagu vipra tandra ghare aila. The next day, the elder Brahmana was thinking deeply about this matter when the young Brahmana came to his house. Asina parama bhakti namaskara kari. Vinaya karina kahe kara dviyudi. The young Brahmana came to him and offered respectful obeisances. Then, very humbly folding his hands, he spoke as follows: Tumi mora kanya dite karyatse angikara. Ebe kichu nahi kaha ki tomara vichara. You have promised to give your daughter in charity to me. Now you do not say anything. What is your conclusion? Etat shuni se vipra rahe monadhari. Chandra putra marite aila hate tanga kodi. After the young Brahmana submitted this statement, the elderly Brahmana remained silent. Taking this opportunity, his son immediately came out with a stick to strike the young man. Aradhama Mora Bhagni Saha Vivahite. Vamanahana Chandayena Chahata Charite. The son said, "Oh, you are most degraded. You want to marry my sister, just like a dwarf who wants to catch the moon. Impossible." Tena daki se vipra palana gela. Ar dina gamera loka ekatra kalila. Seeing a stick in the hand of the son, the younger Brahmana fled. The next day, however, he gathered together all the people in the village. Okay, I have to settle this. Sabaloka para vipre dakiya anila. Tabe se lagu vipra kahite lagilo. All the people of the village then called for the elderly Brahmana and brought him to their meeting place. The young Brahmana then began to speak before them as follows. Inha more kanyadite karyache angikara ebe na dena pucha ihara vyavahara. This gentleman has promised to hand over his daughter to me, yet now he does not follow his promise. Please ask him about his behavior. Tabe sedi prera puchila sarvajana kanya kene na deha yadi dehacha vachana. All the people gathered there asked the elderly Brahmana, if you have already promised to give him your daughter in charity, why are you not fulfilling your promise? You have given your word of honor. Vipra kahe shano loka mora nivedana. Kabe ki baliachi mora nahika smarana. The elderly Brahmana said, my dear friends, please hear what I have to submit. I do not exactly remember making a promise like that. I'm getting old, I don't remember. Okay, so we have to stop here. We will find out tomorrow what happens. Jai Sri